So we just pulled off of the county road. We came through the gate. This is the start of the easement road. And we pulled through and shut the gate, and we're gonna set the trip meter on the truck. So we can see about how far we have to go on the easement road to get to the property. This is a rough road, so you definitely need a four-wheel drive. We're actually pulling a little trailer today, if you can see it there, with a side-by-side. So we're gonna go extra slow. So we've been told this is actually an old county road. It's in particularly bad shape right now because at some point the creek, which is adjacent to this road over to the right, had kind of overflown its banks and started running down the actual easement road. So that's why you've got some of these big rocks and whatnot that we're having to deal with here. So at some point we may go through and just spend an hour and throw out some of the big rocks. Or you can do that if you're out here and if it's more convenient. On the plus side, this seems like a really solid road. At least this section that we're on right now, anyway. And I'm sure if you wanted to, you could, take a tractor with a back blade out here and smooth this, or run over it with a skid steer and smooth it out. It's just such a low traffic road. I don't think anybody has really ever bothered to do that. So yeah, you do have legal access to the property, but you definitely need a four-wheel drive. We actually weren't even sure about pulling this little trailer out here, but we thought we'd go for it. If you were pulling anything larger than like the little trailer we have, then you would probably want to make sure that you pick some of the big rocks out of the way on that section of road first. Keep your trailer from getting beat up. Okay. We'll just go ahead and keep on filming, even though this is not super exciting. At least you'll get to see the easement road on the way into the property. Spectacular area for deer and turkey. Turkey hunting is excellent, and the white-tailed deer hunting out here is phenomenal. There's a tree branch in the road. I'm gonna hop out and move that. It's not something that we want to run over if we don't have to. And we're hoping to get out here and play around on this side-by-side. There are miles of trails on the property out here. We've really explored almost none of it, so should be a lot of fun here. All the leaves are off the trees, so we should be able to get a good look at the ground. We'll try to do a drone video as well. It's nice to do them when the leaves are off the trees if you can. Gives you a really good look at the land that way. about, I guess about 10 miles south of Seymour, Missouri. Okay, I'm gonna stop here a second to kind of get our bearings. Okay, so the trip meter shows that we've gone about 4/10 of a mile since we went through the gate on the easement road. So now we've come to an area where the road goes straight and the road goes right and goes up a hill. So our understanding looking at the maps was that the actual old county road continues straight and then comes up into the west side of the property after about half a mile. But the gentleman that we purchased the property from told us at the closing that actually the old county road goes up here to the right, which in our mind is much better access to the property, because if that's the case, then we're less than a quarter mile from the property. But you know, looking at the maps, it kind of to us seems like the old county road goes straight, so it's further, but it brings you into the property probably more gently than this one to the right, which looks like it goes uphill. Either way, this does have legal access, title company insured access to the property. So I guess what we're saying is we don't know if that's the old county road or if this going to the right is the old county road. As it is now, going to the right is probably a little more convenient. And since the seller seemed to indicate that he felt like that this is the old county road where we are now, then you know, that's what we'll go ahead and do. We're still gonna have to go pretty slowly because we do have that little trailer on the back with the side-by-side. That's a noisy trailer too. So now we're starting to go uphill, so this is where you can see, you know, you definitely want to have the option of having four-wheel drive. Our little trailer's pretty low to the ground, so I guess we'll just see how this goes. So far it's staying with us from what I can see. Looking in the side mirror there. This is actually really solid. I mean, you still want four-wheel drive for sure. And it's about to start to level out here. We'd usually be using MapRight to show us right where we are. But we're using that on our phone, and it's actually the same phone that we're using to do this video. So we've got MapRight running in the background. We'll check that in a minute. And I know we are getting close to the property. Actually, I'll go ahead, I'll pause it right here, check out MapRight, and we'll see about where we are, and then we'll come back. Okay, we just checked MapRight. MapRight's showing that we're just a couple hundred feet from the property. So we'll go a little further. Once we get onto the south side of the property, we'll see a nice large pond on the left. After a few hundred feet, we'll see some beautiful timber. This is an enormous property, so I mean there is a lot to see on here. And did we just cross over? I think we did. I think we crossed over now. So now we're on the south side of the property. Got some smaller timber there. Actually, you can see the pond in the background there. pull up a little further here. So now we're directly on the property on the south side. There's some beautiful hardwood timber. And this is actually a really well-made pond. Looks like it hasn't been cleaned out for a few years. It's got a lot of reeds. But you can even see on the aerial maps that it is a nice pond. It's got a big dam on the other side. Could use a little pond maintenance at some point as far as, you know, clearing out the reeds, but you wouldn't have to do that for many years if you didn't want to, if at all. So I don't know that we'll, you know, video the drive through the whole property, because there are just a lot of trails. And we'll probably park somewhere and just goof around on the side-by-side, because there are miles of trails to explore out here. Let's go up a little further first. Okay. We're being awfully noisy, so I doubt we're going to see any deer right now. They probably heard us coming about a mile away. Beautiful section of mostly hardwood timber. It's level. And then somewhere over here there's the trail that goes off to the west to that really cool hunting cabin that's kind of elevated 10 or 15 feet in the air and overlooks that natural glade area. And that might be it. Yeah, there's a road right there. So if we were to take a left onto that trail, that would go a few hundred yards, and then you'd come into that beautiful area with the elevated hunting cabin that overlooks the valley and the natural glade. We've heard from a couple people that that's, you know, a prime hunting site right there. Gorgeous property. We'll stop the video here, but we're gonna pull up somewhere and park, maybe do a drone video, goof off a little bit with the side-by-side, and if you have any questions about this one, this is a big track. This is one of the biggest we've ever offered, so we are excited about it. If you have any questions, just let us know.